Alright, and hello everyone, it is me, Jay Burns, and in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make these bracelets right here. These bracelets are kind of just some bracelets that I just made, just came up with. They're not really original. They're just a simple little variation of the dragon scale bracelet by Cheryl Mayberry, and that is here on YouTube, so there will be a link to her channel so you can go see the original dragon scale. This is just a simple little variation that I just thought looked pretty cool, and I thought I would just make a tutorial for it. So these bracelets here are called the dragon skeleton bracelets because they just kind of look like skeletons to me, and I was going to name it the dragon spine, but that name was already taken. So here's just a wider example, one that's a little bit bigger. This one is a 6-pin dragon scale. So yeah, and then these smaller ones, they were the 4-pin dragon scales. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you how to make the bracelets with a hook, some rubber bands, and a dragon scale. So you will need to have a dragon scale already made for you to make the simple variation. It's really simple. And well, I thought it would be much better if I just showed you how to do it with just any dragon scale instead of showing you how to make a dragon scale, because that means you can make whatever size dragon scale you want. So I will have links to tutorials for dragon scales in the description for each of the different sizes. They won't be by me though, but if you would like me to make a dragon scale tutorial, just request it down below in the comment section. Alright, so to figure out how many rubber bands you need, just go down to the description. Everything's down in the description, and it will tell you right there, even though I could just tell you, but I would rather put it in the description. Alright, so anyway, so just go ahead and figure out what you need and use the pause button if you need to, and if you need to go to another tutorial, go ahead and make your dragon scale. And if you have a dragon scale, well, you could probably use that one. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get started. So to begin, you're going to need to have your dragon scale, and you're going to want to unclip the cap bands from the clips. So you're going to want to unclip your bracelet. Now you're not going to want to take the clips off of the rubber bands that will make the loose rubber bands, so the rubber bands that you attached your clips onto first. And those are the last rubber bands in your bracelet. You're going to want to take the clips off of the cap bands, because when you take them off, nothing will happen to your bracelet. Your bracelet won't fall apart. So here in this example, I have white cap bands. So just so you can see, and then as you can see, these other rubber bands, they're not twisted or anything, so you don't want to take the clips off of them. So just go ahead and take those clips off. Alright, there we go. So now once you have your clips off, you should be able to just nicely just lay out your dragon scale. And this is a 6-pin dragon scale, by the way. But anyway, now we can get our our rubber bands and our hooks. So before we begin, we need to figure out where the very center of our dragon scale is. And for me, it's this little this little clear chain. So the very middle of your dragon scale. You're going to need to figure out what rubber bands are in that area. So the very middle. And all dragon scales should have one, unless you made a 5-pin dragon scale or something. So for this bracelet, it was these silver rubber bands in the middle. In this bracelet, it was these white rubber bands here in the middle. It's much easier to figure out what are your middle rubber bands if you have a 4-pin dragon scale. So just a tip. Alright. So for me, it's just this clear thing going down the middle. So you're going to figure out which of the however many cap bands you have is the middle cap band, and you're just going to put your hook going through that cap band. It also, by the way, it does not matter which way your dragon scale is facing. It could be the back side or the front side. It really shouldn't matter. So you're going to take your hook, put it going through the very middle cap band. You're going to take a rubber band, put it on the actual hook part of your hook, like so, and then just pull it through this cap band. Now, before you put the other end of this rubber band on your hook, you're going to take your hook and you're going to move it up to you're going to put it going through the next little loop in the very middle of your dragon scale. So this will be the first actual rubber band. It won't be a cap band or anything special. So just put your hook going through this next loop. So it's right here. And then you're just going to put the other end of this rubber band onto your hook as well. And it might look a little confusing right now, but it should start to look a little better once you start making the bracelet. Now let me adjust my camera because it is way too low. So alright, that should make this a whole lot easier. Alright, go away, rubber bands. Alright, so once you have something like this, we're now going to get another rubber band. We're going to put it on the actual hook part of our hook, like the other rubber band. Then slide all of the rubber bands that are on your hook, including this new loop, or new rubber band that you put on your hook that was on your bracelet. You're going to slide everything that's on your hook onto the new rubber band. And you're going to do the same thing you did before. You're going to take your hook before you put the other end of the new rubber band on your hook. You're just going to take your hook and find the next loop in the very middle of your dragon scale, which is right here with these orange bands on it. You're going to put your hook going through that, and then you're going to put the other end of this rubber band you're holding with your fingers or whatever you're holding it with onto this onto your hook. So it should be a little less loose and crazy, and it should kind of look like a single chain already. Which that's what this is here in the middle, a single chain. You're going to do the same thing again. You're going to get another rubber band. You're going to put it on the actual hook part of your hook. You're going to slide everything that's on your hook right now onto the new rubber band. It's easier if you just pinch the bands and pull them off. Right? Then you're going to find the next little rubber band that's in the very middle of your dragon scale before you put the other end of this new rubber band on your hook. So for me, it's this clear rubber band with the yellow bands on it. So you're going to put your hook going through that next middle band on your dragon scale. And then you're going to put the other end of this rubber band you're holding with your fingers or whatever you're holding with onto your hook as well. And that's all you do. You just continue this pattern of adding and finding and pulling through and all that crazy stuff over and over until you get to the end of your dragon scale. Now I'm actually going to continue doing this, so that's why the tutorial is the length it is. So if you do get finished before I do, then just go down to the description. There will be a time, and it'll be at the top too. It'll be with the rubber bands. Just go to the time that is down in the description, and then yeah, so it shouldn't take me too long. So I'll show you one more time, just in case. So you take a rubber band, you put on the actual part of your hook, you slide all of these bands that are on your hook onto this new rubber band. Then you find the next middle rubber band on your dragon scale, and it's this clear one for me with the green bands. You put your hook going through that rubber band, and then you put the other end of the new rubber band onto your hook. So that's the pattern. So just going to keep doing that until you get to the end of your dragon scale. Alright, so use the pause button if you need to, or fast forward if you need to. Yeah, I might go off camera, but okay, what's going on here? I had to make sure I was still doing that right. Right, just a few more bands. Getting pretty dark outside. It's probably just a cloud. I hope. Check in a moment. Right. So here is my last rubber band. Pulling it through all of these bands. There we go. Alright. So once you get to the end of your dragon scale, you might find that when you have your last rubber band, that there is no other middle loop there. Unless it's just me. No, I don't think it's just me. I'm checking on my other examples. So once you have your last rubber band and you realize, oh, there's not another middle band there. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, put the other end of this rubber band you're holding with your fingers on your hook, instead of pulling it through a middle band, and your bracelet should look something like this with a single chain running through it. If it looks a little messed up, you can do some stretching and adjusting later, but right now what you're going to do is you're going to take your very middle clip, the center clip, yes, your very center clip, and you're going to attach it to these rubber bands that are here on your hook. Or you can attach the rubber bands that are on your clip. Yes, on this clip, or no, on your hook. So the rubber bands that are on your hook can be attached to whatever clips you want to attach them to. Depends on your taste, but I would recommend I would recommend using the middle clip. So just get them on there. To do that, you're going to probably need to stretch these bands. What are these bands doing? It's pretty difficult to do, as you can see. I am not having a fun time doing this. Alright, there we go. Now I have it on. Just use the pause button if you need to. But once you have the bands on your clip, you can take your hook away. And oop, don't lose your other clips. And you can do some stretching and adjusting. But then, once you have your clips and your bands and all that all attached and everything, you can go ahead and reattach the clips to the cap bands on the other end of your bracelet. So your dragon scale. Just go ahead and do that. And there you go. So now you can put your hook away, and if you had extra rubber bands, then you can put those away as well. But yeah, now you should have your simple little dragon skeleton bracelet. And that is it for the instructions in this tutorial. So I guess now the tutorial is over, so time for the outro. So I would like to thank you for watching my tutorial. Hopefully it showed you how to make this simple little dragon skeleton bracelet. It's a really simple variation. I am currently working on a fishtail version where there will be a fishtail running through the center instead of a single chain, but I'm not sure how good that would look, but I am currently working on it. It's pretty difficult to make a fishtail on your hook with a dragon scale in the middle, but I am working on it. It'll be one day in the future, but yeah, so that's pretty much it for the dragon skeleton tutorial. That's all I have to say, other than thanks for watching, and bye.